Hello everybody, this is Adrian with Guns for Everyone, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing a pair of G3 combat pants that are made by ZAPT Gear. ZAPT Gear did reach out to me and send me these pair of pants for review after noticing the other video I made for a set of their combat pants. And we're going to start by going over the pattern. I chose to do the ATACS AU pattern, and I'm going to compare it to a pair of licensed ATACS. You can see right here, I still have the tags on these ones. The pattern is very comparable to licensed ATACS, so I'm going to wear the combat shirt made by Proper. This is a new old stock shirt, and it is very bright and matches very well with the pattern, compared to my faded ACU top. I've had this top for close to 10 years, so it's been washed and worn many times, but it still matches very well with the pattern of the pants. Overall, this is a very good representation of the pattern. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the features. So I'm going to start with the belt buckles. There is Velcro on the front belt buckles, so you can attach things like lanyards or keys. The opening of the waist is Velcro, and the fly has a YKK zipper. I'm going to zoom in, you can see right here. So it's a very good quality zipper. Both sides of the pants have elastic, so that way the pants will move with you as you are wearing them. I'm going to give a tug on the belt loops right here, and I cannot rip them. I'm trying pretty hard, and they are definitely taking a lot more wear than you would normally. An interesting feature in these pants is in the back of them, there's a piece of foam or stiffening board. It's there to help keep your pants from falling down, so your belt won't pull your pants down. Going to give a couple more tugs on these back belt loops just to show that the stitching is good all around. Everything seems to be good. Now let's take a look at the front pockets. If you saw the last video of the ZAPT pants that I did a review on, I did put magazines in the pockets just to show how deep they are. So here's a 30-round AK magazine. It fits fully inside the pocket, so the pockets are really deep. Nothing hangs out from the top. And then we can go to the first set of cargo pockets that are inside. They are extremely deep. Took a tape measure right here, and as you can see, they're 10 inches deep. More than enough space to hold a couple of magazines completely flush inside. Inside each of the cargo pockets, there are pieces of elastic that are sewn on the inside, so that way they can hold your magazines in place. Keeps them from bouncing around or moving around too much. Here's a top view of the magazine being held by the elastic. Moving on from the cargo pockets, another great feature of these pants is that they incorporate a vent system, one on each leg. When you lower the zipper, there is a piece of mesh in there to prevent things like insects, bugs, rocks, or any debris from entering inside the pants. If you've ever been in the military or worn any type of tactical pants, you know they can get extremely hot just based on the material they're made out of. So having this vent system is like a game changer. It cools everything down. I wore these pants on a stroll around the neighborhood, and it was around 80 degrees outside. My legs started to get hot and sweat a little bit. I lowered the zipper, and a nice fresh breeze came in. It instantly cooled my legs down. I wish that more technical pants would include this feature. Next to the cargo pocket, there is a small thinner pocket. This could be used for a magazine, as I'm showing right now. The pocket also has a keeper, but the keeper is not Velcroed in place. And this may seem like it's not very good at keeping items secure, but it works pretty well. So I hold the magazine, I shake it around, and as you can see, it does not come out super easily, but it's easy enough so that way if you do need to retrieve a magazine or a GPS or your phone, you can easily pull it out. The same type of pocket and keeper is also found on the other leg as well. This pocket works the same way as the other one. We're going to start moving down on the pants, and we're going to take a look at the knee pads. So the ZAPT pants actually came with knee pad inserts. The knee itself is a little bit of a plastic material, and it's more on the greener side. ATACS does have green incorporated with the pattern, so it does seem to match that. However, it is noticeably greener than the rest of the pants. I wonder if this is just because of the material that it's printed on. So here's the insert that came with it. It is segmented, and it molds around your knee a little bit better. As you can see, it's molding around my fist. I would have no problem using these, but for serious use, I'd probably buy a better set of inserts. Continuing further down on the calf, there is a smaller pocket that also contains an elastic band on the inside. The pocket is not long enough to fit a rifle magazine. However, it is long enough to fit a tourniquet or something like an Israeli bandage in there. I'm going to grab a tourniquet and just show you that it fits. I don't know if I would use the elastic if I was going to put a tourniquet in there, because you can see it's a little bit difficult to take out once you unzip it. I can only imagine that the results might be catastrophic if you were not able to retrieve your bandage or tourniquet in a timely manner, especially in a stressful situation. Nevertheless, the pocket is big enough for a tourniquet or an Israeli bandage. This pocket is located on both sides of the pants. Moving to the bottom of the pants, half of the cuff is made out of the same material as the knee pads. I'm unsure why they decided to do this. Located inside the cuff, there is a small hook, so that way you can hook their pants to your bootlaces in case you do not want to blouse your boots. Instead of going with the traditional ties to adjust the cuff opening, ZAPT has decided to use this elastic and button. So you pull it out, make your adjustments, and then you would attach it back to the button, fold it in on itself so that way you don't have any excess hanging off. And this is how you cinch down your pants. There is also a zipper on the back of the calf so that way you can take off or put on your pants while wearing your boots. Moving to the back side of the pants, we're going to go over the rear pockets. The pockets both have zippers and they are very deep enough to hold a magazine completely inside the pants without any excess hanging out. This is where I had my first issue with the pants. The pockets are very narrow and it's a little difficult to remove things from them. It's kind of hard to describe, so I had my wife take a video to show the problem that I'm having with them. This external battery is going to simulate having a cell phone in the back pocket. So it goes in easy enough, but trying to remove it is a little bit of a problem. The pocket opening is extremely narrow. I don't think I'd be able to do this if I had gloves on. And in order to get my hand all the way in there, I have to wiggle it around in order to retrieve the object. Like I said, if I had gloves, this would be almost impossible to do. I think the best solution to this would be to make a bucket-style pocket that's found in other tactical pants, specifically the 511 style. The second issue I found from wearing these pants is the location of the front belt loops. When you're trying to pull things out of the pocket, it has a tendency to snag on those belt loops. Take a look. So if you're wearing gloves, your gloves would definitely catch on that belt loop. And here is simulating a cell phone or a magazine. You can see it'll snag on the edge of the belt loop. Easiest fix to do would be just to move the belt loop forward about an inch, so that way it doesn't get in the way of the pocket. Do this on both sides and it's not going to be a problem. The third issue I have with these pants is the knee adjustment. This problem may be specific just to me though because of where my knee is at on my leg. I have the knee adjustment as high as it'll go, and as you can see, I'm going to point at my knee. My knee is right here. The knee pads are about 2 inches below. So if I would increase the amount of adjustment that the knee pads have. See, about right there, they seem to fit a little bit better and it's covering my knee at that point. But I have it at the highest setting that they can go, and like I said, it's about 2 inches below my actual knee. It's probably just a me problem though. Overall, these pants are a great fit, especially when there's limited options for getting an ATACS AU pattern. I don't have much info about the durability or the longevity of these pants. I will be taking them hunting this September in the desert, so we'll see how they hold up there. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with these pants. I love the pattern, the feel, and the features that they have. I wouldn't hesitate at all buying any other gear from ZAPT Gear. I give these pants a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.